ladies and gentlemen, this video I am dedicating it to share my personal motivation towards documenting stories, documenting events for this particular aspect. It's for the purpose of influencing social change. I did not grow in the society or in a family where you have access to electronic gadgets from early childhood, where you can easily be able to use phone or earphone or whatever kind of electronic gadgets or even computer. As a matter of fact, I used my first phone when I was in senior 3. That was a Motorola phone. It was a colleague who actually gave it to me at a very, very cheaper price. So I didn't have this kind of technology when I was growing up. But then I guess there was that desire to keep memories, the desire to keep things from memories so that they are reflected on in the future, so that when you look back at what happened those years, you feel encouraged, you feel you can learn something even from your own personal story. You can still learn something and appreciate yourself or challenge yourself to do more. So when I got my first smartphone, it was actually in 2014 that I was able to have a smartphone. I started using that phone unknowingly, I should say, for taking pictures, documenting whatever activity that was happening. At least I just had to take a picture. I just loved taking photos. Actually, I didn't know how to take good photos because there was no basis of training and so on, but I was just there, the passion and the desire to document things, document memories for future learning and inspiration was so great. So I was taking almost everything until I think the family members were like, "You're taking everything, you're taking a photo of everything." Sometimes I take when they don't even know I'm taking photos, sometimes I take when they know. So I took a lot of photos of my family, particularly interactions. Even while I was going in the bush, I take photo and so on. I think really it's very right now is actually inspiring to me when I really think about that life and how I took taking photographs and recording videos. I just feel like there was something I did not realize, and right now I wish I had known a long time ago that it is so powerful to document stories and share it to public consumption. I didn't know that stories could be so powerful until I'm experiencing now. So I just took everything. I just wanted to record or document anything that I was engaged in, that I was part of it, or that I just bounced in and it's there. I just wanted to document it. I think that was something that was actually a foundation of my life, but I did not realize it perhaps. And I think it was also part of the push within me, which I did not know it started a long time ago. The push that I shared in the other video about going out there, speaking and looking and telling stories and influencing change, influencing policy, influencing livelihood and all of that. But it was so strong, but it was not so professional. It was not so formal. Like I know, okay, there is something like documentation, photographing, video, storytelling, and all of that. That was the greatest influence within me unknowingly that I found myself desiring to go for a profession instead of sticking to electrical engineering, but I found myself desiring to go for a profession that is more fluid, a profession that could open different routes where you can sustain your life, your family, while you're making impact in the community, in the nation, in the country, I mean, in the world. So, and I didn't know that that profession was actually aligning to that institution. I didn't know that profession was aligning to that experience, that desire for documentation. So I think I just feel like certain things are sort of connected. I don't know, spiritually or morally, but sort of connected that you cannot run away from, that you cannot really avoid. They will still come back anyway, because I could not imagine that I would still think of coming to do video or to do picture, to do documentation, and so on. You know, so this is that's actually the foundation of my passion for documentation and for storytelling. So I think it's an inspiration to me. Just just inspiration to me when I think about these stories, these pictures, this life way back 2014 and so on in 2026. I'm talking about documentation. It's just so inspiring, and I think this is really the heart to look for stories in the communities, to look for stories, to just go down there, interact with the people at the grassroots, interact with people down there, and just see what life is like. I think it is also inspired by that from that moment, actually, perhaps beyond that moment, but it was just a period of realization. When I think about this story, actually motivates me a lot. Motivates me, really, really motivates me a lot. Think positive about this channel. It's true, there are challenges. Sometimes I feel like dropping this channel and not even running it, but when I think of this kind of also stories, it motivates me, gives me energy, gives me confidence. And this is why storytelling is powerful, documentation is powerful. And I hope that you will be able to continue following whatever video that drops on this channel, my Facebook page, my Instagram, and all of that, even TikTok. You can be able to really follow and like and appreciate what I'm doing, because we'll have very inspiring, educative, and informative content right through this channel.